Hello everyone! This is a no-damage playthrough of Nightmare Mode in Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. So Nightmare Mode is basically the second loop of the game. Only we already start out with the other three characters right off the bat. But in doing so, we get to take some pretty funky shortcuts. Because Miriam's already got the high jump, we're just able to go directly here. We'll use Alfred to freeze this dude, break him, go on ahead. Want to take this route straight up because if we go the upper route, it's actually quite difficult. There's not really a whole lot of incentive to go that way either, because it's just like a health upgrade on the upper path, I think. I recorded this about 10 months ago, so I haven't really had a chance to commentate it. For this room, since we've already got all the sub-weapons we need, we're just going to destroy these candles, just try to farm everything up with Jeeble before we move on. Slide through. Use Jeeble to fly over. He's not turning around. Trying to hit that bat with Alfred's cane is not a fantastic idea. Rat, bat. Either way, coming up on the boss here, I'm going to throw two sickles, and then I'm going to try to freeze them in such a way that they intersect with the boss's hitbox, but if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to sit on top of the frozen platforms that I just created and try to DPS it with Jeeble. Otherwise, we're going to wait until the next phase. 1, 2, and then throw, and that time I actually lucked out. So here's the deal. As these sickles unfreeze, they actually do constant damage. Like, they actually pip every time the ice flashes. They actually tick every time the ice flashes. So, in some cases, it's probably actually better to use the sickle strat as opposed to the axe strat, where you would freeze the boss and then use the axe instead. Especially if the boss's hitbox is pretty high up off the ground. Next up is stage 2. So aside from starting with all your characters from the previous game, aside from Zangetsu, I think I think enemies might have a little bit more HP in some cases. Bosses are also a bit more difficult as well. Just gonna stand all the way over here and whip this dude from the other side, because there is always a specific spot that they will not move towards. We'll slide down, go down this way. Then we're gonna use Miriam to get into this room, and because we have Alfred and because we can actually freeze water now, this actually opens up a shortcut for us, which we can use by freezing the water and jumping down this way. We're going to take largely the same route that we took in a normal veteran. Actually, I could have just used Jeeble to just fly over these guys, probably. I have no idea why I didn't just use Jeeble there. I threw knives instead. Probably was still getting used to it, huh? But then again, Miriam's knives also go a much further distance than Jeeble's bats. These guys have extra long hitboxes, so that's why I decided to just take no chances and just go ahead and ice them all, because we're going to get all of our weapon energy back from these bats over here. I just decided to take the platform because I didn't want to worry about having to dodge the bat while I was already flying around. Once again, these guys, they hit a lot, so just gonna go ahead and ice these guys too. In a second, we're about to get another axe, which we'll use against the boss, which also has, I think bosses maybe have like twice as much HP as they do, but like enemy damage is the same, is the way that Nightmare mode works in comparison to normal mode. Or if this guy to throw ice, and we're gonna get rid of him. Also picked up a weapon energy upgrade, which will carry over into the next few stages. We'll carry over through the rest of the game, I should say. Throw our ice, then he's going to swoop down, and we're just going to go 3, and then just 3 attacks, and finish him off with the whip. And in order to dodge his desperation attack, we basically have to jump as soon as we hear like the really loud like clanging noise before he actually comes on the screen. It's like as soon as that sound bite comes, that's when we jump. And then whenever he actually does appear on the screen, he'll just hit the center of the screen and we'll crouch under it. Desperation attacks that were totally taken from Castlevania Rondo of Blood, by the way. So for stage 3, we're going to use Alfred's fire wheel in order to get past these these evil cats, or whatever they're called. Red cats, I think is what they're called. We're going to try to eliminate these guys during their cooldown period, and then use Flame Wheel defensively to get around any enemies that might come from above. Actually, I think I meant to switch over to Alfred for that, but using Jeeble is probably just as good over here. Gonna get rid of that guy from down below so that we can go up and go past him this way. Get our axe back. Need to try to get the ice magic back, but I think we get that right before the boss. Gotta take these platforms nice and slow. Use Jeeble to take care of these bats. Whenever we jump on that platform, that bat's gonna fly straight down. And after we climb down these stairs, it'll take us straight to the boss area. Health upgrade right here, and the purple candles always contain sub-weapons. I didn't actually go for the ice here. I'm surprised. I must have needed it for the start of the next stage. Yeah, I definitely messed up. I was actually supposed to get the ice from one of the candles. As you can see, I kind of switched to Alfred for a second there. I was like wondering where my ice was. But now we gotta do this the hard way. Taking unnecessary risks with my axe. We're gonna worry about this phase here. Commit to a direction, then we can actually attack him whenever he comes up. Try to jump these guys. Yeah, this fight was kind of a blunder. I was actually hoping to use the ice axe combo to be able to finish him off quickly, but I guess because I didn't mess up the fight, I still kept it. That's also another thing, is if you attack the coins, then it actually saves you. Oh, no. Actually, no, that was correct. I actually was supposed to keep the Flame Wheel. Because the Flame Wheel actually protects me from the Desperation attack. I just decided to take the long way around on the boss because there's a point in time during that desperation attack where you'll not be able to see any of the coins falling down from the sky. Stage 4, once again, starting out with Jeeble. Try to get as many potions, or sorry, weapon energy as possible. Potions, what? If we use Jeeble's Wing Smash below the candles, then we can actually destroy the candles and pick up what's in them in one fell swoop. So just like a little positioning yourself a little bit below the candles will allow you to do that. Take out all 3 of these rats before we climb the stairs. This is kind of a pain in the ass room over here. We're gonna whip that dog while we're out of the line of fire of the green archer. Take out the green archer before we go in front of the dog and trigger the dog. Then we're gonna fly over this flame golem. Switch over to oh yeah, we definitely need the flame wheel for this. Because these frogs are assholes. Obvious callback to the fleamen and the birds, like the birds dropping the fleamen in earlier classic Castlevanias. Trying to time my movements so that I can dodge these axes. It's pretty tough. I actually don't remember if I could destroy these axes, like destroy enemy projectiles or not. And if I could, maybe I should have just used the flame wheel here to protect myself. I'm gonna jump up here. Get that sub-weapon upgrade. Switch over to Jeeble after activating the flame wheel because I didn't want to accidentally pick up the wrong sub-weapon. Because we need to have flame wheel activated in order to protect ourselves against these dogs. Well, the frogs. By the time we get to the dog, I guess we don't need to really worry about it, huh? Switch over to Alfred. No, switch over to Miriam, get the sickles, and then we go up. Then we switch over to Alfred in order to get the ice caliber, the frost caliber. Man, I almost messed that up. Something fierce. And there we go. So boss number 3, the dragon, Valak. We're going to set up another icicle combo. 1, 2, and then switch over to Frost Caliber, and then freeze the sickles on him. And just let the thawing icicles just take out the first head. The The reason why I go for the ice sickle combo here is because it'll actually take out the dragon heads in one cycle as opposed to the 2 cycles that we would normally have to take if we used the Frost Caliber and Axe combo. So I'm preemptively setting this up so that the head comes in, and we're just gonna attack as much as possible with Jeeble, and icicles are thawing, damage is ticking every time the normal sickle hitbox pops up. The boss falls pretty fast. Next up, stage 5. Open with Jeeble, farm up weapon energy, and I think this stage plays out pretty much exactly the same as it does in normal mode, save for the boss, obviously. We have to get an Ice Axe combo ready for the boss. Go and eliminate this guy. Eliminate these spiders in these chests. There's our axe. Switch over to Jeeble to get rid of this guy up here. I don't actually know what these dudes are called. I don't remember what they're called. Freeze him, get rid of him, switch over to Jeeble. Every time Jeeble destroys the purple candles, we get 5 sub-weapon energy. We gotta switch over to Alfred, and then freeze this portrait. Switch back over to Jeeble, take him out, and move right along. Keep freezing these dudes. We gotta be a little more careful because another one is gonna pop up behind us, so we gotta freeze, get rid of him pretty fast. Fortunately, these guys don't respawn infinitely, so we're able to just kind of take them as they come. We just gotta be aware of the setup. Back to Jeeble again. Take this dude out. Climb the stairs. The green archers only fire in whatever direction they're facing, so you can just go right behind him, take him down. Try to get max sub-weapon energy before this. We got an extra cycle for this fight this time. After the third cycle, he's going to throw his lightning spears. Throw a frost caliber whenever he swoops down, and then just keep cycling. He's going to use his tornado, and because the wind is already blowing us to the left, we gotta wait again. And one more. There it is. Time it very carefully. Jump over him. Then stand in between the cracks. Then we're on to stage 6. Wow, this track is rockin'. These guys sound like Alice in Chains. So while these guys are bouncing around, just kind of try to take them out one at a time. The angle's a little bit difficult, but you know, you can kind of slowly plod along and take out one at a time before going down. I believe that gauntlet at the bottom is a strength upgrade, if I recall correctly. Either way, need to get it. As long as we stay at the end of this platform over here, we don't gotta worry about the guy on the left. As long as we're quick about taking out the guy right above us. And then we can just sort of take our time with these dudes. Stage 6 is actually quite obnoxious towards the end. Slide down and we're gonna take that out. Then we're just gonna fly right across. Freeze this. Get these guys out of here. Get rid of the lava. The lava can, of course, kill you in one hit. We're going to use Frost Caliber on all of these guys. And then just take them all out as we go up. Might have been better to just switch over to Jeeble and take them out from below when they were already frozen. Out these red cats as we see them. Just be very, very careful with our spacing. We're almost at the end, so right about now is when we need to start hoarding sub-up energy. because we need to have enough for the boss. Gonna try to use Jeeble to farm up sub-up energy where we can. Of course, these Medusa heads are kind of a pain in the ass. I'm trying to freeze everything as we go along. We're getting menaced by this Hammer Knight over here. But that is probably the most difficult room in the entire playthrough. I probably should have just went Jeeble and flown over all of it, but then I think I wouldn't have had enough sub-weapon energy to deal with Bloodless over here. And take out all three of these, jump up here, and then we're going to wait for it, freeze, bitch! We're going to switch over to Miriam before she thaws out. Oh, but I missed. It actually took 3. I could have actually done this quite easily. Or I could have actually done the previous room quite easily. And still, if I had like 30 hearts left over for the boss. But I know, do with that information as you will, at your own peril. We're gonna sort of inch forward to aggro these frogs and kill them as we walk up towards them. I decided to go ahead and freeze this guy because it would have been fewer. It would have been fewer sub-weapon energy used to take it out. So for this, I use a high jump on. I use a high jump with Miriam and follow up with one of Jeeble's bats in order to be able to hit that guy. It's one of the neat things is being able to switch characters while you're mid-jump, so a lot of pretty neato weapon combos you can do that way. A couple of neato attack combos. Stay at minimum safe distance from these guys. Nothing really to explain here except take it nice and slow. And once again, switch over to Miriam, switch back to Jeeble, hit, jump, Jeeble, hit. Miriam, jump, Jeeble, hit. Allows us to get around this dude throwing all of his arrows at us. Pretty much use Jeeble to get through this entire section here while farming up sub-weapon energy. You're gonna freeze and take out the frog whenever he comes back around. Generally, the frogs start coming at you when you're about like half a screen away. I probably actually didn't need to worry about him, but I still wanted to anyway in case he dropped off the left-hand side. I didn't want to be dealing with a frog while dealing with this guy on the right as well. I just decided to forget this section. I'm just going to fly over everything. Then we're going to get attacked by a painting of totally not Koji Igarashi. Dead. This is pretty straightforward over here. Just don't interact with anything else in the room. Just climb the elevator and go. Gonna wait for this guy to attack. Then we're gonna freeze him. Then we're going to switch over to Miriam and take out that wall. You can only take out that wall if you have an axe. But it allows you to skip a pretty large portion of the stage in doing so. Then we're going to hug the very top of the screen, wait for these fairies to drift downwards, and then we'll climb the staircase. Don't gotta worry about this dude over here either. Slide down, jump up. This is another weird room over here, because if you go halfway across, then a Dullahan head just comes out of nowhere. We're gonna open up the boss fight here. You can tell that someone at Inti Creates totally created this boss. This looks like something directly out of Mega Man Zero. But we need all 40 of our sub-weapon energies for this. Totally free. And now we're on the final stage for Nightmare Mode. Instead of like the top of the tower, we're kind of like on a descent into hell instead. So we get a pretty standard stage over here. Picked up the knives so that we would be able to counter the ghosts that fly down without having to worry about switching over to Jeeble. We're going to get our axe back anyway, pretty quickly. You have to time your jumps very carefully. These guys are pretty much exactly the same as the Scissormen from stage 6. Yeah, you're literally in hell because it says Jigoku up there. Did we just throw like a million knives, take out those guys? Actually, wait, no. That whole section was Miriam only, so I couldn't switch over to Jeeble regardless. And next we're going to switch over to Alfred. You know, we gotta use Alfred here. We're forced to use Alfred here. We could use the flame wheel to get around the scariest portion of the stage. Fortunately, everything is destructible with Alfred's flame wheel. So as long as we keep flame wheel up and as long as we keep getting our sub-weapon energy, we're still good. Then Alfred's boss over here. I actually don't know what that kanji over there says on top of that sign. So he's gonna throw his big old rubber band ball or whatever. Flame Wheel takes them out pretty easily, like both Flame Wheel and using Alfred's cane. And suddenly we're Jeeble, and now we're flying. Once again, we gotta stay under the candles whenever we use Wing Smash, so that we get all of the sub-weapon energy that comes out of it as we go along. Now that guy over there on the far right, well, he's an asshole, so we're going to fly towards the very top of the screen. We wait for all three of them to jump, do their thing, and then we're going to transform on the stairs and then walk right up the stairs. Now this dude's just going to keep bouncing around everywhere and shooting projectiles. Fortunately, we can destroy all of his projectiles. Then we're on the final descent. It's literally the reverse of all of, like, every tower sequence where you've gone to fight Dracula in other Castlevania games. You always go up to Dracula's tower to fight Dracula. Well, now you're going the opposite direction. And for this fight, we have to be Miriam. We have no other choice but to be Miriam. We gotta stay right about where Jeeble is and jump over Zangetsu whenever he comes back around. And whenever Zangetsu does sword phase like that, we have to jump on the platform and then we have to jump and use the sub-weapon on literally the exact same frame, like this. So like just plink the jump and sub-weapon buttons on the same frame. But this is like pretty ideal. He did that phase twice. Whenever he does this, we gotta make sure that we're kind of close to him so that he won't, so they won't hit us with the crescent attack. Then we gotta make sure that we're behind Alfred, but we can actually slide under the fire in order to get behind Alfred. Now we have to make sure that Alfred doesn't get hit. So Jeeble's got like the middle right and the middle bottom, or sorry, the middle right and the bottom right fireballs, and then we use Miriam to take out the other fireballs. And that's that. That was Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, Nightmare, no damage. I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to doing a Zangetsu only run of this. I might consider it on New Game Plus, but yeah, overall I highly recommend this game. It was developed by Intercreates, but, you know, it's a spin-off of the spiritual successor to Castlevania, so as far as I'm concerned, this is every bit a Castlevania game as it looks. But that's it for this video. If you liked what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Carcinogensda, where I stream Bloodstained and other games. Also go check out my playlists and watch all of my other No Damage playthroughs. I'm a full-time streamer on Twitch, so definitely go check me out over there. Sometimes I record these commentaries live on Twitch. Say hi, Twitch chat. Anyway. If you also wish to pay for my bad speedrunning habit, you can do so at my Patreon. $1 a month gives you early access to all of my videos as I finish them and upload them. Shoutouts to all my Patreon supporters. Here's another game similar to this that I gotta check out. I've kind of been enjoying these next generation sort of retro platformers, I guess. Like Bloodstained, played a little bit of Shovel Knight. The Messenger looks really cool too. I might consider doing videos of those at some point. Who knows, we'll see. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next video. Also the reference to Azure Striker Gunvolt, which is another Intercreates game. Pretty good one, actually. But not for real, later.